What's going on, everyone? It's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we go live, tap the bell. And if you want to join the UVH fam, links are below to our Discord, along with our free options trading group. Definitely apologies, a little late today. By late, like 1 minute late, had some issues with my mic. So we're just gonna get things going here. Anyways, just making sure. I was just making sure all my settings were good, and we're getting things ready to go. If you're here right now, say what up. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. Yo, Dee, what's going on? You know, today I would say is definitely wasn't like the easiest. I mean, I would say it's been very tough to trade. I mean, sure, we've been making money, things have been going fine, but I mean, it's tough to trade. Thankfully today there weren't really any headlines. What's going on, Tan, Mr. Guy, Good Old Gamer, what's going on? Today, yo, Matthew, what's going on? Kyle, appreciate you guys. Yeah, if you guys find this video of value or this channel value, hit the like button. Definitely appreciate it. Kyle's got the right idea. Got paid during market hours. Might learn a lesson if Autodesk keeps falling. Whew. Yeah, we can take a look at Autodesk. But anyways, yeah, I mean today was a total fake out in terms of, this is kind of what I was thinking of yesterday. I thought yesterday we were going to have the gap up and then the fade, but yesterday we just had the gap up on the S&Ps and then we just kind of traded water, and then today we had the gap up and I was really hesitant to kind of go hard, but then we had a nice fade. Got paid selling Microsoft calls on the way down. Nice. Puts on SPY looking good. Yeah, so I don't know. Derek got dead. Had some nice trades. You know, my realized gains today were on point. Had pretty much all winners today. I am currently bag holding some Teva, but we'll go through this. Saw you mentioned me the other. Can't even tell you how important it is for you to keep making content. Matthew, I'm here for you. If you show up, I'll be here, Matthew. If you show up, I will be here. The day Matthew stops coming, we stop the channel. I'll hit delete. Yo, Billy, what's going on? But kind of get to go into my trades. So yeah, I'm up. Let's see what unrealized today. So we're up like 200 in realized, but we did take some hits on Teva and then SPY, down 27 on my current position right now. And Teva probably shouldn't have caught the falling knife on that one, but you know, we'll see what happens. First trade of the day. I don't know if you guys watched the watch list from last night, but Johnson & Johnson J&J was on my watch list last night, so I did trade it. Did trade the 132 calls here, 15 minutes after open, and I bought them for 70 cents, sold them for $1.05. Thankfully, I got out. I mean, I was kind of feeling, not saying I felt bad. I mean, I did make like 45% gains on that. You know, I definitely caught it right at the end of this candle, and then we just pushed up, and I sold it at 9.05. So within 20 minutes, you know, we made like 40% gain. I did buy 2 contracts, thankfully, so I made a little bit more than if I were to just buy 1 contract. But, you know, like those 132s, let's see here. Was it the 132? Yeah, 132 calls. I mean, they close at 36. I sold them for $1.05. I originally bought them for 70 cents, and you know they pushed up to $1.50. So it's like, oh man, right after I sold it at $1.05, and then it continued to push up to $1.50. But I didn't really want to take that chance today, just because I thought maybe we could. I thought it was going to be a little bit more volatile, and then it did push up higher, but you know eventually came back down. These closed at, I guess, 44 cents, hit a low of 36 cents. You know, they're currently trading for like between 30 and 36. Also, like at the start of the day, I was a little bit worried about them because the volume wasn't that good and the bid and the ask was a little wide, so it got a little tricky. But we got out with a decent profit, so I was happy about that. But you got to be careful. Johnson & Johnson's not a stock that I normally play. It's a stock that I was just playing off of the news. Then going into so Teva. Teva was also wrapped up in that. That Johnson & Johnson news, so that's why I played it. I said, okay, I made some good money in Johnson & Johnson. Okay, sorry. Yeah, if you're here right now, say what up. So Teva was wrapped up in that Johnson & Johnson news with the opioid fines and all that. And the reason why I played it is I've been having pretty good success around the 7 area. Usually when it gets down to the 7 area, it bounces up to like 750, and that's what I've been playing, and I've had pretty decent success on that. Today, I mean, I haven't closed it out yet, so we'll see what happens. But I caught the knife at 720, then I caught the knife at like 7, and then it kept going down. So, we'll see what happens with this. This one on Teva's not something that you like trade intraday. I mean, I guess you can day trade it, but on stocks under $10, you just gotta be really cautious. I mainly was just trying to be more of a swing trade. I've had my most success with this swing trading calls on this. So we'll kind of see what happens with Teva here. Maybe it's going to come down to low 6s, but I think between 6 and 7, if it bounces between here and there, we'll definitely make that. We'll definitely make that money back. So I'm not too concerned about on that. But my original position, I have the 750 calls, bought for originally 17 cents, then averaged down at 9 cents. So I bought 4 and then I bought 6. So we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens with that. So it's still an open position. I am down some money on it, but we'll see what happens. SPY. So SPY was, I would say, well, it was my biggest gainer today. Made a 122, made 70 on Johnson & Johnson, made a 122 on SPY. And I bought the 288 puts on SPY. And I bought those at 9:46 a.m. and I sold them for $1.59 at 10:17. So within like 30 minutes, we made like 55% gains on that. So not complaining on that. But if we're going to SPY here, let's look at those 288 puts and see what that trade looked like at the time that I put it on. Load the data. Sorry, 288 I had. So looks like I left some money on the table because I mean obviously I left some money on the table. I had the 288 puts and it's at 286, 87. But kind of show you how we rode this a little bit today. So at, let's see here, 10:17 at 10:17. Sorry, 9:46 I opened the position for 98 cents and 10:17 I closed it. So I opened it at 9:46, which is the start, like right here, right at the start of this candle. We got the big bars down. I closed it out at 10:17, so right in here at 159. So when it was right in here, so 10:17. So right on this candle right here. We closed it out, and then it pushed up. These options pushed up to 260. I mean, just crazy. I mean, right now it closed at 208. So we left a little bit of money on the table. And right now, kind of what I'm thinking is just, this week. So last week I made some mistakes. This week I wanted to really cap my gains between 30 and 50%, not get greedy, because in this market it could easily get ripped from you. So, right now my goal is just small, consistent gains. If I'm going to do anything, I'm not going to try to get a bigger percentage gain. What I'm going to try to do is scale up my contracts. So like on SPY, I've been trading one contract, but today I traded 2 contracts on that 288, which definitely helped a lot, So you can start, for me in this market, once you start feeling comfortable with the volatility, I don't think trying to scale up your percentage gains is going to work. I mean, sure, the thing is that you got to worry about with the volatility is when we have a drop like this could easily came back up to 289.50, and I know you guys are very familiar with the V-shaped chart. When it drops down, goes back up like nothing ever happened at all, and you're like, hey, what the heck's going on? So just because it's continuing, it's in a certain trend, but with volatility, it not necessarily always continue like that. And then it did drop here. Again, I mean, it did bounce here from yesterday around like the 286 area. So just be mindful of that. And then I did have from yesterday. Now I made a mistake. We'll see how it plays out. But the mistake that I made today on SPY is I also had this 285 put from yesterday. I bought for $1.17, and then I averaged down today for 60 cents. So I'm currently holding two 285 puts going into tomorrow. And to be honest with you, I kind of wrote that off. I would say it was kind of a gamble, but the mistake that I made today on those 285 puts is, let me bring up the 285 puts here. So I originally paid like $1, I think it's $1.17 for it yesterday, and then I averaged down at 60 cents. The mistake was, this is the mistake that I made. It came back. I was down like pretty much break even on that position. I didn't touch it. These went from 24 cents up to $1.20. So I definitely could have. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Someone's texting me. Definitely we could have, but I didn't touch it. I just put a new position on. I could definitely I could have averaged down way earlier, 24 cents, wrote it up here. But I was really worried about SPY gapping up and staying the same. So I was really patient with SPY this morning and just trying to see if it was starting to develop some trends, and that's when I scaled in those 288 puts. But for SPY, I kind of wrote this off because I was like, all right, it opened up at 24 cents. I'll just leave it on, and then it increased. And what I should have done was take the position off at break even, and if I wanted to get a new one, either push it out in expirations, and instead I now have doubled down, and we're gonna see what happens. I mean, might work out, might not work out, but that's the current situation at SPY. I definitely don't recommend. I don't like to gamble contracts, but in this case, when it went down to 24 cents, I would say, okay, well, there's only $20 left in it. We'll see what happens. It did increase in value, and I averaged down at 60 cents, and it closed at 76 cents. So we got some money back there. But what I should have done was closed it out for break even. If I was still interested in the 285 put, buy a couple more when it came back down to 60 cents. What I should have done, that would be a lot smarter. But here we are. I mean, in trading, sometimes you don't make the best decisions, but the thing is, you got to reflect on it and see how you can use that knowledge moving forward. It really doesn't matter how long you've been trading. You're always going to make some sort of mistakes. It's just the way it is. No one can predict the future, Dave, you playing any earnings this week? I'm not sure. So I wasn't really interested in like the dollar stores and stuff like that. Tesla this morning, I made most of the bulk of my trades before 10 o'clock, and I closed them all out before 11 o'clock today. Central Time. So I also opened a Tesla put. So for me, I bought the 212.50 put for $219, sold it for $262. So it wasn't a huge gainer, but we did make 20% or so on that. I really wasn't expecting it. My entry on Tesla wasn't the best. Let me pull it up here in this middle chart here. So I put the position on at it's 919. So right in here, because it was kind of topping out, and I thought, okay, we can go to 217. My goal for it wasn't to get down to 212 ever. It was just to play the 212.50 puts and for it to come down to 12.15 and kind of bounce. And then it started to go against me. So at one point I was down like 25% on it. But I kind of stayed the course because at this time other stocks were showing a lot of weakness, and I was kind of debating. I was on the fence between, do I do puts on Netflix or puts on Tesla. Netflix opened up red, and I chose Tesla because it was green. I'm like, okay, there's a pretty good chance it can go from green to red. We'll make some more money that way. It's not that I chose wrong. I mean, Netflix would have been the easier trade for sure. Instead, we started to get people started to get squeezed in here, including me. So I was down like 30% at one point, and then we started to, the market started to fall apart. And then I closed it out at 1021, which was right between these two candles right here. And the reason why I closed it out, because on Discord I said, hey, my goal on this trade is like around 214 to 215, and I've been getting very nervous about holding gains, especially like on a stock that's crazy on Tesla. This could have easily gone from 219 to 215 back up to 219. I mean, this stock was showing a lot of strength when others were falling apart this morning. Like Nvidia was just crap the bed. That would have been a way easier short. It's back down here in the lows, but on that 215, on that 212.50 put, I sold it for $2.62. It closed at $3, but as you can see, things really got turned up here. It would have been 100% gainer or so if I held. I mean, I didn't catch the bottom of these. They were going for $1.60. I did open up for $2.19, so it wasn't too bad. But we definitely could have wrote it. But the way that I like to look at it is I sold on strength. We had these big candles that literally dropped, almost $4 here. It dropped $3 within 45 minutes, and so I decided to take my gains. It hit my goals, and that's the main thing that you can do. You can always make more money. You can always put on another trade, but if a trade starts going against you, it's really hard to start to recoup that once a trade starts going against you. I mean, you can balance it out and fight it out and do all this stuff, but what's the point? When you're up money, just take it. But that pretty much wraps up the trades that I did today. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean that wraps up the trades of the day. So outstanding right now, I have the 285 puts on SPY. They do expire tomorrow, so we're gonna have to be a little bit aggressive with that. And then these Teva 750, I don't think they're gonna come back. We'll see what happens. We'll try to balance this out tomorrow. Down $80. If we take a $100 loss, isn't the end of the world. We can definitely recoup that. That's why I don't like to go super big on trades. Sure, I started to scale up some contracts here, and I used to trade way bigger. Deploying $5,000 capital at a time, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You can't just be deploying capital, especially like Derek says. At this point, it all feels like gambling with the market, so unpredictable. I mean, gains are easily gotten, but they're easily taken away. So that's why last week I was a little bit sloppy and not very disciplined in taking my gains, and this week I've been very good about taking my gains. So, and that's how you grow your account. People could make fun of you or whatever, like, oh yeah, you missed out on this. Your contract went from $2 to $4. You missed that. Hey, if you get a percentage of this right here, who really cares what happens? I mean, you made money, you won. A lot of traders come and go. I mean, I've seen over the last couple of years of running this channel and running UVH, people have blown up their accounts and they don't come back in. If you go from $1.60 to $4, you're disappointed because you sold from $1.60 at $2. You're like, oh, I only made 40%. Think of yourself like you only made 40%. Say that out loud. Oh, I only made 40% today. Most people would be thankful for a 5% gain in one day, and 5% gain in one day is extremely well. So if you're making 30 to 50% on your options trades, count your blessings and move forward. And you just got to be careful. Best Buy has earnings. I would be interested in that. We'll see. Best Buy is always good for a good short. But yeah, if this video was so far of value to you guys, hit the like button. If you're here right now, say what up. Any stocks you guys want to look at, I already went through my trades, so if you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. And I don't know if you guys been watching my the watch list videos. I don't know if those have been of value to you. I know for Matthew, they helped him out a lot the other day. So glad that helped. That is what most people have said, especially with the trade war in Best Buy. Yeah, I mean, retail in general is on the struggle bus, Steve. I mean, retail. I wouldn't want to be long really any retail. I mean, you can even stocks that are doing well, like Nordstrom. And when I say doing well, they did well last quarter, not doing well overall. you know, Macy's. I mean, Macy's is about to be a penny stock. Arctic Wolf, what's going on? I mean, GameStop is basically non-existent. I mean, they might not make it through the holidays. They might have one holiday left in them. Fuel is running out. So, anyways, JCP is already a penny stock, and you know how Sears went. I don't even know, SHLDQ. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Say goodbye to your malls. I mean, it's not. I guess it's not. I mean, there's plus and minuses to it. I would say there's plus and minuses. It's just the way things go. It's just the way things go. We don't get catalogs in the mail anymore. We use the internet. Yo, Albert, what's up? Glad you're here. Guess you missed. Albert. I went through all my trades already today. So you'll have to hit the replay on that. I will be doing a watch list video tonight. So, guys, let's just stay safe, stay green. It's always us versus her.